This is Kajol Jadhav and I am here to explain daily current affairs for UPSC Civil Services exam. Supreme Court to examine validity of polygamy and Nikah halala. What is Nikah? What is polygamy within Islam? What is Nikah halala? What is Nikah Mutah? What is Nikah mehr? Explain the three types of talaq under Islamic law. GS Paper 1, Salient Features of Indian Society. In this video, you can find detailed answers for all the above questions. The above article has been retrieved from hindustantimes.com, dated March 27, 2018. What we are providing here is just a 10% sample out of the full-length video. Visit our website iasvideos.com to join the course and to unlock all videos. We offer this pendrive course cash on delivery on Amazon.in too. Amazon will deliver our course to your doorstep. What is the context about? The Supreme Court on Monday agreed to examine the constitutional validity of the prevalent practices of polygamy and Nikah halala among Muslims and sought responses from the Centre and the Law Commission. The court will also consider validity of less common practices such as Nikah Mutah or Nikah mehr, types of temporary marriages permissible within certain sects among Muslims. What is a nikah? In Islam, a marriage or nikah is a social contract between a man and a woman, where both sides can stipulate conditions. Both parties need to willingly consent to the marriage and sign the contract in the presence of witnesses. There are certain conditions that are mandatory, such as the husband settling an amount of money as mehr on the wife, which is a token commitment of the husband's responsibility and may be paid in cash, property or movable objects to the bride herself. The marriage contract in Islam is not irrevocable and it can be broken through divorce or talaq. What is polygamy within Islam? Under Islamic jurisprudence, men are permitted under specific circumstances to marry up to 4 wives at one time. Islamic law states that a man can marry more than one woman if he has the financial resources to maintain all the wives and their children and behave with complete justice and no favoritism to all. It is not mandatory but permissible for those who can afford it. Polyandry, the practice where a woman can have more than one husband, is not permissible. What is a Nikah halala? Islamic law says that a Muslim man can divorce and remarry the same woman twice. However, if the marriage is dissolved for the third time, it will only be halal for both to remarry after the wife first marries another man, consummates the marriage, and if the other man willingly divorces her or dies. If any step of this process is not observed, the halala is not valid. The provision was brought in to stop the practice of men marrying, divorcing and then remarrying the same women at whim. But it is widely misused, with clerics offering halala services and women being forced to sleep with strangers to save their marriages. What is a Nikah Mutah? Nikah Mutah refers to a type of temporary marriage practiced by certain sects within Shia Islam, where both parties agree to a private and verbal marriage contract, agreeing to the duration of the marriage and the mehr amount. There is no stipulated time for the duration of the marriage. It can last from few minutes to months. At the end of the contract, the wife must observe a period of abstinence known as idha. Any children born of a mutah marriage have the same rights as the man's children from a legal marriage. Nikah Mutah was known as the traveller's marriage, where men who went on long journeys or wars married women they were sleeping with. Many Islamic scholars view Nikah Mutah as prostitution. What is a Nikah Mutah? Nikah Mutah is a type of marriage practiced by some sects within Sunni Islam, where both parties agree to forego several marital rights such as living together, the wife's rights to housing and maintenance money, and the husband's right to homekeeping and access. Both parties need to consent to the contract, agree to the amount of mehr, and sign it in the presence of two witnesses. A Mutah marriage contract is not temporary, since there is no expiry date affixed to it. It was practiced by travelers, divorcees, and widowed people. Explain the three types of talaq under Islamic law. Talaq refers to divorce under Islamic law. Under Islamic law, there are three types of divorces: Talaq-e-Hasan, Talaq-e-Hasan, and Talaq-e-Biddat. Talaq-e-Ahsan is the most ideal way of dissolving a marriage. Ahsan means best or most proper. Under Talaq-e-Ahsan, the husband must pronounce divorce in a single sentence when the wife is in a state of purity, that is, free from her menses. The wife has to observe a period of iddat, which is usually 3 monthly courses after talaq is pronounced. During the iddat period, divorce is revocable. Under Talaq-e-Hasan, which is a proper way to divorce but not as good as Ahsan, the husband pronounces talaq 3 times spread over 3 monthly courses. The divorce is revocable during those months. Talaq-e-Biddat is considered undesirable and sinful in Islam, yet considered valid under Sharia law. This kind of instant divorce is not the norm within Islam, but a rarity. Biddat means sinful innovation. This form was introduced by Umayyad kings in order to circumvent the law. Under this form of divorce, the husband pronounces talaq thrice in one sitting. Divorce is instant and becomes irrevocable immediately when it is pronounced, irrespective of iddat. Thus, once pronounced, it cannot be revoked.